I have a question. I wonder if any of you can answer that question. Question is this. You say that IITs and government-run institutes, IIMs, they provide great quality graduates who serve this country and take this country forward.
500 students.
500. My question is, behind the 500 students, or maybe the 1,000 students, I don't know the exact number who get into the IIT, is a 15,000 crore rupee, mind-boggling private tuition industry.
Exactly.
Am I right or am I wrong, sir?
Absolutely.
You're right.
No, so behind the edifice,
Absolutely.
behind the edifice of a government education is somebody who says, a poor farmer's son, who says that in order to get into the structured IIT course, I need to pay lakhs of rupees for a private course to get into an IIT in the first place. Is that right? So, can you deny privatization of education?
No,
you want to answer that?
yes.
Go on.
Sir, which is where our problem of prioritization lies in terms of what the government should be doing. Someone spoke in the beginning of this debate about how the problem should be tackled at the grassroots, and which is why I feel everyone here in this debate has been neglecting the fact that privatization of education also relates to talking about schools, right? No, I feel privatizing...
Tell me about what will happen to the IIT, to the student who is deserving from a poor family who cannot go through a private tuition for an IIT examination. What happens to that student?
Sir,
Professor, you have an answer for that?
We are trying to argue that we are not saying that whatever was happening in public education system, which may have been all right for that times of that time, this should continue. What we are arguing is that you improve the public education system wherever there were weaknesses.
Sir,
but the answer is not to abdicate the responsibility of improvement to the market.
As an extension,
make market the arbiter. And therefore, all the faults which are being pointed out, one teacher running a school, teacher absenteeism, all is a product of the decade of 90s.
Sir,
decade of 90s when one teacher program was implemented at the dictate of World Bank. Do you know this or do you not? I want to ask you. World Bank asked Government of India to start one teacher school.
We have a very interesting situation in this debate.
World Bank asked Government
very interesting situation. Very interesting situation where we have this side arguing today that the Indian government has conspired with the private sector. There's a massive conspiracy to end the role of government in education. It's a valid question, isn't it? It's a valid question. We have one defense deal we signed recently with
maybe
France.
We do not know.
One defense deal with France, worth more than 2 billion, is almost 30% of the entire expenditure, education budget of India.
20 billion. 20 billion.
20 billion. So that's
a large number.
A huge number, much larger than the education budget of India.
Yes.
Have we deliberately conspired to leave our youth at the mercy of private players in education? Who are not giving the education for free.
It's not really mercy. It's leaving the education system to the private hands. I wish that the government was more proactive, and government actually has very less business in the higher education space. It should be giving primary education.
What percentage of students in IIPM would go free?
No, I'm going to come to answer that. But before that, I've got a few points to make, and then I'm going to answer that.
Yeah, sure, please.
The point is that the government should have taken care of the basic primary education system so that there was a level playing field, and then the kids could go up on merit. Government has not taken care of the basic primary education. And higher education, where government has actually made some institutions. No, let me tell you that this question about private sector giving bad education, let me tell you about, say, the IIMs or the IITs. You give me 100-acre land, I'm going to teach 10,000 students. Why are they teaching 250 students?
You don't want to take from government.
This is taxpayers' money being wasted.
Listen to Vanchika, she's rebutting you. Vanchika.
I'll tell you where the taxpayer money is going and where is it wasted and where is it not wasted, right? The reason why you're not able to focus on your primary education is because you're not able to give tangible benefits to the poor to study, right? To the dividend that you're talking about to study, to get your immediate results, right? What does a person who goes to school think of? That meko job milegi aur main padunga, meko job milegi. If he does not understand anything in nursery related to a job, he drops out, right? Why are you not able to, work hard at the primary level education is because of these conspiracies, as sir has talked about, that are going on at the higher level, sir. And the fact that you can do something about it, right, that you can do something about it has been manifested by a very special institute that I've heard of, which is Super 30, sir. It's not that they're not capable. They're being taught for free. They sit for those IIT exams.
Absolutely.
And 30 of those clear that entrance and make it to an IIT, sir.
Absolutely.
Which means that there is potential. Which means that if you allocate your resources there, which means...
Good point. Let her complete. Let her complete.
If you allocate your resources there, you will get results. But because of the dirty politics that goes on that level, where the state tries to mingle with privatization, privatization mingles with state, you're not able to do anything about it at the primary level. So that is the problem.
Collusion is the problem. One sec, Naveen Chopras.
There are 660 to 680 million youth in this country. 668 crore.
Let him come. Now he heard you.
68 करोड़ इंसान हैं यहाँ पे. आप दिल्ली छोड़िए, दिल्ली इंडिया नहीं है. 68 करोड़. उस 68 करोड़ इंसान को टीच करने के लिए अगर आप प्राइवेट एजुकेशन को नहीं लाते हो, whether it's in the means of public-private partnerships, or it is encouraging people to invest their hard-earned money, risk their money. It's everything is a risk. You think you just walk in and open an institute and you get students and you make millions? What kind of rubbish is that? I mean, why is it that there are 67
Here's the question.
No, I want to answer
One second.
I want to answer this.
One second. One second. She wants to answer. Are we saying there are no capitation fees in India?
No.
Are we saying that the government...
Who charges capitation fees? The government-run institutes, the government colleges, medical colleges.
I want to ask you, you talked of the number of millions of youth in this country who are not getting education. I want to ask you, give me one historical example of any country which has universalized primary and elementary and secondary education without common school systems which are public funded.
Absolutely. We require
nowhere.
That.
Whether it is China, whether it is Cuba, whether it is France, whether it is America, Latin America, nowhere.
Yeah,
nowhere have you been able to do it without public funding.
But that doesn't mean privatization has brought
one moment. Can I finish? My point is very clear and very simple. You have to find out why our public systems, instead of being expanded, were killed by what I call 1,000 cuts. You have a conspiracy to murder, but you can kill by 1,000 cuts. Why was that done, and why do we today believe that the answer to our problem is not public-funded, universalized education, but the answer to our problem is private initiative, which has never succeeded in universalizing education anywhere.
When has public systems succeeded?
Exactly. On that, sir, I have a question.
There is no historical example of it. One country.
Why can't we have 100 IITs?
Why can't we have
100 IITs?
Because you don't have the funds.
There are 100 IIMs.
Why not 100 IITs? Absolutely.
For the IITs
Government doesn't launch 100 IITs, therefore IIP launches 100 IITs.
Your institute.
No, that's wrong. Government should go ahead and launch and provide good quality education.
No, Mr. Chaudhary.
My students won't come here. They'll go to IIMs.
No. There's a big misconception here. There's a big misconception here. Understand this. Why can we not have? Why do we not have public funded institutions? Why do we not have 100 IITs? Because your institutions like yours get big amounts of tax cuts. Institutions like yours get concessions from the government, and this is what Mr. Sadgopal said. That government institutions.
Give a dilapidating institution 100-acre campuses.
Let him complete.
Right. What I'm trying to say here is that the government is unnecessarily furthering privatization because it is buying into the assertion that somehow magically private institutions will be able to give them better teachers, will be able to give them better quality education. This seems more an assertion than an argument, and I feel that the risk here is too much.
You all raise your hands together.
Yeah, the problem is that you're risking.
You have to let this side speak.
You're risking a possibility of quality improving at the cost of public institutions, which is why 100 IITs don't come up, because private institutions are getting a lot of further.